Hi, this is Anne. Today I'm just going to paint a little bit in oils. I don't usually paint a lot in oils. I love acrylics more, but I know there's a few people that asked me to put step-by-step tutorials in oil. So I'm going to do a small painting. I'm going to make a roundish pot here. And I'm going to make my pot black and white. And I'm going to make pinkish or red roses. I will see when I get there. And remember, when you do a round object, you must always go like an oval around something. What I mean there is, if you've got everything is a circle or an oval in this case. Your rose is a circle when you look at from the front. When you turn it a little bit, it goes to an oval. Now the same is with a pot, and because it's round and you put stripes on top of it, or blocks, or whatever you want to do, then you need to go around your pot with a curve. So I think I'm just going to slightly make this smaller, and then I will see from there. I'm going to use a few brushes, I think, and maybe a palette knife, I'm not sure. And I will see as we go along. If you follow my channel or you follow me, you will know that I like to use this Rotring Tiki graphite pen. Usually I just paint on top of the charcoal. I don't mind a lot, but for the sake of this, I'm gonna put the lines in that you can see what's going on here, and then we'll take it from there. You can use it underneath your oils, or you can use it underneath your acrylics. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to slightly just still make it a little bit smaller. I think I went too big from the start. And then I will I'm not going to worry too much about the roses, because a rose is a circle. It can, if it looks to the front, it's going to be a circle. The more it turns away from you, the more it starts to get oval until it's almost straight, if I can put it that way. And that's the same with the pot. So it depends on what angle you are looking at it. I will take it from there. That is just my little heart of my rose. I'm deciding if I'm going to let it look straight from the front, or maybe a little bit slightly away. Okay, I've taken out a white and a black. You can use your Payne's grey as well. A yellow ochre. I don't know how to pronounce this. Okay, this is Cinnabar green hue. I've also got the one that's Chartreuse or something. I don't know what's that name, but we'll go with the Cinnabar green hue. I've got a little bit of Terra Verde, and I've got a little bit of a Manganese violet. It's almost like a mauve color. So I'm going to make the roses pink, and I think my background might be that green. And yeah, and the pot black and white, and then we'll see from there. I'm just going to use my brush, and I'm just going to go for it. So for the background, I'm not going to do that now, because I'm going to put everything very thick on, and I'm scared it's going to be it's going to be a problem to work here, so I'm going to leave that for last. So for now, I'm just going to put on my black and my white. And you can even put I also like to put a wash over this board before I start. So what you can do is you can maybe put a light pink or something on. I didn't do that today. I think I'm going to start with my my roses. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first put a coat of Manganese violet. I'm just going to cover the whole thing with a wash. This is a wash. It's just a little bit of dry brushing almost. I don't want it too thick now, because I'm going to work with my other colors now. And you're going to have overlapping of flowers. So you will need to decide which one is in front and which one is at the back. but you can worry about that when you start with your highlights. So I'm just going to keep my basic circles. For now. Okay, for the inner part of the rose, I'm going to put a little bit, you can use your green with your dark color, with your reddish color or your pinkish color, or you can even put in a little bit of your black. You don't need to worry about that too much, but if you want to darken it, you can use your green or your black, or I like the Payne's grey more for that and so on. But then you can decide where your heart is going to be, and you're going to slightly darken that area first. I'm just going to take my white. Remember, if you look at the rose, it's got petals that fold into one another like this. So you've got your small little heart that's tight. I can just quickly show you here. This is not actually, I'm making more tight roses. These ones are more open. But if you look like to a normal rose, you've got this little small cone inside, and then you get this leaves that fold into one another. I hope you can see that. These ones are, as I say, I don't know what type of rose you call it, but usually you've got this inside the rose. And then you've got this leaves that's overlapping one another, and they slightly turn on some of them. I'm not going to make it too complicated, but you can see there. I'm just going to put them there. And then, so what you do is you start to decide where your little heart is. Maybe we must start with this open one. You've got this small little cone-shaped thingy there, and then you've got these leaves that's overlapping. It also you can almost say it's got like an don't make them too round. Now when you start to get to the outer ones, you must remember they overlap slightly, so you can go over this one there, bring it in there, bring that one out there, go in there and bring the next one out. And you can build your rose up like that. So I'm not going to make it too complicated. I just want to let you see it's almost like it's maybe spiraling inwards, and that one is smaller. I will touch up a little bit later with a little bit more highlights, but for now I'm just going to put my next layers on, and then these ones are looking away, so they are more looking like this. So then you've still got your little cone thingy that's in there, but then you've got this bigger leaf that's coming in front. And I think what will help maybe if you take a little smaller brush. Take your board and just shove it in the direction that you are working. I don't like to use my small round brush because then I start to fiddle more, and I don't like that. But for the sake of the video, I will work with a small round brush that you can see. It's almost like just a a straight line that you just twist and turn into the shape of the rose that you want. Now you can start to put in your white. I'm putting it in thick, as I want the texture and everything. I just want to touch off my yellow ochre maybe in the white here and there, because I don't like the white to be too flat everywhere. You can tidy it up a little bit more if you like. I don't worry too much about that. I rather like the looseness and everything, so that's what I'm trying to do as well. I don't want to paint a perfect picture anymore, because then you can just as well go and make yourself a nice print. Okay, so I think that's enough for now. Now I'm going to take my Terra Verde and I'm just going to put in some random leaves for me. I want it slightly darker here and there, so I'm just taking a little bit of my black into the green. Not everywhere, but some of the areas where I want maybe a leaf or something showing. You can take a little bit of your lemon yellow and you can maybe just put in a little bit of a highlight or two. Try to overlap your areas like there and there, maybe a little bit, because it just it just makes it believable, more believable if you overlap some of the areas. I will overlap some of the roses more as I go on, but for now I just want to put in my background and my foreground, and then we will work it from there. I'm going to use this Cinnabar green hue, and I'm just going to go into my background now. I'm going to use my palette knife. You can use your brush as well. And I'm just going to cover my background. And then I'm going to take this, as I said, I don't know how you pronounce it, it's Chartreuse, or I don't know. I'll put it in the info part. I'm just going to bring that area more where my light comes from. And I'm making it thick and juicy at the moment. If there's an area where there's a problem, you can just sort it out now with your background paint. just want to show you if you maybe want to make the leaves a little bit more with lines and you know, leaves has got the veins and stuff. You can use your bamboo skewer and you can just scrape into your leaf or whatever you want to, you know, scrape into. You can do. It's work very nice if you've got a wash at the back, because then the color that you put at the back comes through and it looks actually very nice. So you can see this can work very nicely to scrape into. I like to do a little bit of scraping, and it just gives you a little bit more texture on everything, and that you won't always be able to do with your brush. And I like to go over the lines a little bit more into the background sometimes, just to loosen it up a little bit more. You can even take a little bit of your pink and go into the background here and there. Just loosen it up. So I'm just going to take my black with my pink, and I'm just going to put in a little bit of dark areas. Just remember to wipe your brush the whole time when you do this, but you don't pick up white and it's, you know, it gets too light and everything. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of my, because I want a rather dark rose, you know, so I don't like this light roses that I've got at the moment. So I'm just taking a little bit of my manganese purple alone now, and I'm just putting in a little bit of darks and wiping in between. So if you did something that you don't like, don't despair. You can always just go and put dark in between the, usually it's a little bit more different than acrylics. You can put a lot of darks back into your oils, even if they are very light, like these ones, as you can see I'm doing now. And I'm working wet in wet, so the big secret is to pick up a lot of your paint and touch, wipe, pick up a lot of paint, touch and wipe. So I'm gonna go in with my white a little bit now. Later I'm just going to maybe do my foreground now, and then I will go for my final highlights. I've got a lot of white, so I just decided I'm just gonna make my foreground white, and I'm not gonna worry if it picks up a little bit of another color. You can decide which way your light is coming from. If you decide it's coming from the left hand side, I like to use the left hand side. Then this side will be lighter, and you will have a slight area where your pot maybe cast a shadow on the right hand side. So if your light comes 45 degrees from the side, you will have a light area here as there as well, and your pot, you know, in this, it will actually, your pot will cast a shadow there. So I will slightly darken that area just there. I'm just going to use that purpley color that I've got there for a casted shadow. You can even put a little bit of that green color here and there into your white, so it's not just this very white area there. I've decided to take out a little bit of my cadmium orange. I just want to see what it's going to do with this manganese purple, because I want to slightly tone a few highlights here and there. just a little bit. Just wipe your brush in between everything. Remember, we don't go into realistic roses. We are still learning. So there you are. You've used a few colors. You've used your pinks, purpley pinks, and your white, and your predominantly yellow greenish colors, and black. Don't go for too many colors from in the beginning. Is when you make a different color of roses in a pot, it's a different story. But try and not to use too much color. And if you use a lot of color, use the colors that's in the same family, like the green, yellow green, and the yellow ochre and the yellow greens and the chartreuse, or whatever you call it, in the cinnabar. They're all sort of family, and the green, and then the pink, and then you've got your white and your black. If you put too many colors from the start into a painting, it sometimes gets a little bit confusing. That's what I did in the beginning, and it was a problem for me. I'm still learning to use my colors well, but I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, I will definitely see you next time. You must have a lovely day and take care. And bye-bye.